Hi everybody, I'm TJ. This is Baby Star, a very sleepy baby. And I've decided I'm going to start a playlist that's all about shit you can't do as a single mother to a small baby. Because it turns out there's all this stuff that I used to be able to do before I had a baby that I can't do now. And one of the things that you cannot do when you're a single mom or a stay-at-home mom to a small baby is get your hair done. It may seem like a small thing, but it's something I completely took for granted my whole life. So I'm a blonde, I'm naturally a dark blonde, and I usually get highlights like once or twice, maybe 3 times a year. And obviously you can't do that when you have a small baby, because to get highlights with this much hair, it's like a 5-hour or a 6-hour job. You have to sit in a salon. Who's going to hold your baby? Who's going to feed your baby? Who's going to put your baby to bed? Who's going to give milk to your baby? And anyway, what salon's going to let you bring a little baby in for 5 or 6 hours? So I had decided, that's okay, I'm just going to have natural hair for the next couple of years. I'll just let the blonde grow out. I'll have darker hair. So what? No one cares. I don't care. And I was completely happy with that. And 7 months, 8 months went by with the new baby, this little baby star. And then one day recently, my hairdresser rang me, who's been doing my hair the last couple of years. And she said, look, you haven't had your hair done all year. Why don't I come down there and do it for you at your house? And I was like, is that possible? Could I do that? Could I get my hair done with the baby here? Okay, let's try. I said to her, okay, let's try. We'll see how she copes with like a 5-hour, 6-hour process when mummy's not going to be very available. So we tried it. So my friend, the hairdresser, drove all the way down here. It's about an almost hour drive. We somehow made it work. This little baby was in a playpen next to us and she crawled around while we did stuff. We talked to her, an hour would pass and then I'd give her some milk and then we'd go back, do more hair. She'd play in the playpen. And then we'd do more hair and then I'd give her a nap and it just went on all day. And every now and then I had to wash my hair out of the bleach or whatever she was doing. Now, obviously I wasn't in a salon, so I had to go to my sink, wash stuff out. So it worked out fine, but it took 8 hours because we had to keep stopping, obviously, to look after a baby. And at the end, she told me how much it was going to cost and I nearly died. She charged me for the full 8 hours plus the 2 hours of driving. So she charged me for 10 hours of her time plus all the products. It was a lot more than what I would normally pay. But obviously she had spent a lot of her time and I was a bit in shock and I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll have to pay that then. And then I looked in the mirror and I was like, it looks a bit dark, don't you think? It's a bit darker than my normal color. And she said, oh, we'll see how it looks in the morning in the light. So I wake up the next morning, I open the curtains, I look in the mirror and again, I nearly died. Okay, so she'd put all these low lights in. She wanted to break up the blonde, but she put way too many of them in. And my hair now looked dark brown, not blonde at all, and very dull and frumpy looking. But the bit that was the absolute clincher was all the blonde highlights she'd put in looked grey. The toner she'd used had somehow made my hair look grey. I had all grey streaks through my hair. So I had dark brown hair with grey streaks. Do you remember how upset Mummy was? Now, you have to understand, I'm 49 and I'm very, very lucky that I don't have any grey hair yet. Well, not any that anybody could see or that I can see. I've looked. But most of my friends, sort of 40 and up, have grey hair and they're spending a lot of money, each month to put colour in and cover the grey. And here am I spending $dollars to put grey into my hair. I mean, you can't even make this shit up. The thing that made me really upset, the reason why I woke up and cried when I opened the curtains and I saw my hair was because I didn't look like my baby anymore. Baby Star came from a donor egg. She and I are not genetically related, but the most magical thing since she's been born is that often people say to me, your daughter looks so much like you. And I know they're saying it because she and I have quite similar colouring. We have similar skin color, similar eye color, and similar hair color. Mine's a little bit more gold and hers a little bit more strawberry, but it's fairly close. And that morning when I woke up and I opened the curtains and my hair was dark brown with grey streaks and I picked her up and I looked in the mirror, we just didn't look alike anymore. And it broke my heart. So obviously I rang her up, very upset, because I had spent a fortune and I'd made this poor baby suffer through like 8 hours of me not being fully available to her. And the result was awful, much worse than before. So she offered me half the money back. I couldn't afford to pay someone to get it fixed. And also, we're back at the same problem. I'm a single mother. How am I supposed to go and sit in a salon for 5 or 6 hours with a baby to get my hair fixed? So I went, you know what? I'm a single mother by choice. I'm an empowered woman. I'm going to find a solution to this. So I jumped on to Mrs. Google. Mrs. Google. I jumped on to Mrs. Google. who knows everything. And I researched, how do you get toner out of your hair that's made your hair look grey instead of blonde? And I started trying hilarious DIY strategies to get this toner out of my hair. And because I have a baby, I didn't have someone here to watch her. So every morning I would try a different strategy during her nap. The first one I tried was anti-dandruff shampoo with baking soda. Put it in, washed it out, did nothing. Next day when you had a nap, what did mummy do? She put dishwashing liquid in her hair. Yes, because Dr. Google said, put dishwashing liquid in your hair. Well, no, that did nothing. So at that point I was like, I'm going to have to go to a salon. How am I going to go to a salon? I have a baby. What am I going to do? So then what did mummy do? Then I tried one last DIY hack, which was to wash your hair with lemon juice from a million lemons that I squeezed, mixed with conditioner. And look what mummy did. It all came out. All the grey came out. I was so relieved. I mean, my hair did not look great because it still had brown in it, but at least it didn't look grey anymore. So some of you have probably seen the video I made about being sick when you're a sick mother and you have to look after your baby when you're sick. In that video, I had the dark brown hair without the grey. So check that out here. That was not a good look. You probably all thought I just hadn't washed my hair for the last 2 months because I had this dark brown chunk all there. No, that was just a really bad hairdressing. So I thought, you know what? I'm a single mother by choice. I'm an empowered woman. I managed to get all this grey out of my hair using lemon juice. Maybe there's a way I can learn how to put highlights in my own hair. So I decided to study on YouTube how to highlight your own hair. I figured I've been getting it done for 30 years, 2 or 3 times a year. I've watched them hundreds of times. Surely it can't be that hard. Now, let me tell you, it actually is quite hard. But I watched a million videos and I have a lot of hair to practice on. And basically every morning I would pick out a little chunk of hair and practice highlighting it for like half an hour. Wash it out, just that little bit in the sink, put conditioner and shampoo and conditioner on it and go, did that work? And the first few times I didn't do it right. I tried to do it with my fingers. I got bleach all over me. But every day I tried a different chunk. And by the end, I actually learned how to do it. And I learned how to do it with foils and a brush and gloves on and all the proper stuff. So I was pretty happy with that. And you can see if you look at sort of the bottom half of my hair, it actually looked pretty good. It actually was okay. You know, that's a really good strategy when you're a single mom, just learn how to do your own hair because you can't go to a salon with a baby. Mommy did a good job. Oh, Mommy just put lipstick on you, little cheeky. But you know, have you ever like painted a painting and it's looking good and then at the last minute you put one extra thing on it and you ruin the whole painting? Well, I did that to my hair because what happened was I had done the highlights, it was looking good and I thought, may as well try the roots. I'm getting pretty good at this hairdressing stuff. Oh my God, isn't Mummy an idiot? And I messed it up. I mean, I ruined it. If you could have seen it then, I didn't take a photo, but basically there was like a thick band of yellow around my hair and then all the normal highlights started after that because I did it wrong. I basically just did it wrong. I didn't really look it up properly on Google. I thought I could figure it out and I did it totally wrong. And I thought, maybe I should go to a salon to fix this. But the thing is, I can't go to a salon with a small baby. I'm a single mother. I have no family here. So I was like, I've got to find a solution. So then I got this idea, well, maybe if I bring that yellow through the lengths of my hair, that will make it not look like a band of yellow. So I added more bleach. And actually I fixed it. I don't have a stripe of yellow anymore around my hair, thank God. It looks much more natural. But the problem is I put so much bleach in that I basically went from being a highlighted blonde to like a Nordic Viking princess. So basically I now have yellow hair at the roots, which is why I'm wearing this headband. The cool thing is that now, as you can see in this photo, baby Star and I look alike again. Our hair's a similar color. It's so exciting. And obviously once I fix this top bit and I can go out in the world without a headband, we're gonna really look alike. So that's the biggest miracle of this whole thing, that I've somehow managed to salvage my hair enough that I look like my little baby again. Okay, you ready to see? It's pretty horrible. It's pretty bad. Yes, Mummy has yellow hair at the roots. Mummy has yellow hair at the roots. And Mummy looks like a very fake blonde. Do you want to play with Mommy's yellow hair? But you know what? This is a you have to do when you're a single mother. You mess around with your own hair and you don't do it very well. But that's okay. So I've now ordered some other products to fix this. I'm going to put some little bit of stuff at the roots and put some lowlights through it a little bit and fix this bit that I messed up. So I will come back to this video in a few days once that stuff has arrived in the mail and once I've had a go at fixing it, and I'll let you know if I managed to fix it. If I didn't, it's okay. If I did, hallelujah! But we will see. But basically, whatever happens when I try and fix my hair, I just want to let you know that when you become a single mother by choice, you may also end up becoming a single hairdresser by choice. You really may. You just may. And that's just what you have to do when you have a small baby and you're at home by yourself with no help. You become a single hairdresser by choice.